All right, guys, apparently you can't pause, so sorry, this has to be one little tiny short video. This is where we left off on the last one, right here. Now, I wanted to show you is that you didn't have to plug in your values right here. You could instead have gone ahead and you could have gotten the big C and then solved that way. So I'm going to do that again for you. So you can watch this little extra video and then I'll finish up what we were going to do. So, in the last video, we had y of 0 is equal to 1. And we went ahead and we plugged it in here at this point right here. Okay, there it is, right there. We plugged it in. We got our equation, negative e to the negative x plus 2 equals y. So, now, let's say we wanted to solve for the big C equation first and then plug in our values. So let's look and see what happens if we were to do that. So again, I don't want that negative there. So I'm going to have ln of 2 minus y is equal to negative t plus c. Now notice I still just said plus c because I still don't know what number it is. I don't know the constant, so it wouldn't make any difference whether it was positive or negative. So I'm just going to leave it positive just for the ease of things. This changes to log base e, so e raised to all this stuff equals this. So e raised to all this stuff equals 2 minus y. Now remember, this plus c just becomes big C in the front, okay? So we have big C e to the negative t equals 2 minus y. Now I can plug in my 0 and my 1. So 0 is equal to t, and 1 is equal to y. So I get C equals 1. So I'm going to rewrite that equation. So you're going to take this and plug it right back into your equation. You have 1 e to the negative t equals 2 minus y. So if you're solving for y at this point, you subtract your 2 and then divide by negative 1. Now we end up with, let me pull the other one back, the exact same thing we got before. So we got negative e to the negative t plus 2 equals y, and we got it again. So it doesn't matter which direction you take, whether you plug in the 0 and the 1 into this equation, or if you go here and you plug it in here. It doesn't matter which one you do. Now sometimes it's easier to plug it in initially, sometimes not. If it's not easy to plug it in initially, switch on over. Go ahead and solve for the big C and then plug it in and see if it's easier that way. Because when you're working through the homework, I can remember, oh, there's going to be 1 or 2 where you're going to see this kind of problem. And it's going to be easier if you go one way and not the other. But we can talk about that more later if you have some questions. We can either have a Zoom meeting or I can go ahead and do another recording for that problem. All right, so now you get your homework. Section 1.9, page 508. That should take you through the end of this week. So those 2 videos and then that homework is fine. I'm going to go ahead and get started with stuff next week during our spring break. You don't have to do it, but the reason I am doing it is so that by the end of this, I can then make sure to have your videos ready for review right before you take that AP test. So I'll just keep going so that I can stay on top of things and you won't then have to wait for me to watch videos and things. All right, guys, great. Hope things are going well. Let me know if you have any questions on section 9.1.